along with me, we have our own Freddie from iCarly, Phoebe Wonder producing for us to make this possible. Hopefully, no roboting today. But yeah, through is we're gonna get into some reviews of our matches, and let's start it off with the feature match of this week: Amnesia versus MI7. Genji Main, you can take it away.
Amnesia versus MI7. I predicted Amnesia to win this one because MI7 hasn't scrimmed. So first match was kind of close. You could see the dive didn't really. Well, the dive was Amnesia's strongest comp against MI7. I'm assuming because the lack of scrims. The brawl kind of just plays itself out, and then map 2, MI7 really had no idea what they were doing on Parisio. It was still a really close game, really close map. And then Dorado, um, MI7 only won because Amnesia C9'd at the end on first point, and then kind of snowballed their way through. And then the last map, I have no idea what Amnesia was doing running poke. I guess that was just like their comfort comp throughout the night, throughout the match. It's what they had the most success on. And I recommend not running Doomfist. That's about it.
Yeah, sums it up pretty well. I was there.
Yeah.
I mean, we to save face on Amnesia side, we were scrimming a lot of Yari, so and then it wasn't allowed. So then, I mean, obviously it wasn't allowed, which is okay. So we kind of were like winging it on this one without the ARE, see if we could play some comps without it. But yeah, no, it was. I think it was a good game. I mean, Gliscor, do you want to say anything? Milan, Choi, I know you got. I don't know if you guys watched that game, but
I mean, I played in it, so I could give you a couple things. I was also surprised. I don't know why you guys didn't swap up Doom on labs. I was just like, when's this guy? This guy's gonna swap at one point.
We kept cooked in scrims. That's all.
We kept calling that they're gonna swap, and and then the round ended. So we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then Dorado was a real Mickey Mouse map. It was all over the place. People were getting hammer killed and getting mech'd on. Mostly Tanic B.
Hammer kill and then remec'd on.
Yeah, so it was all over the place. But it was super fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I mean, yeah, that was a good game, but MI7 and Nostalgia always have to match up stage 1. Nostalgia always has to lose 3-1, and MI7's only feature matches can only be against Nostalgia. So,
well, maybe not, because we might have a featured match on Tuesday again, depending.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god! The
Yeah,
first one.
It's actually against us again. We're rematching with.
Yeah.
It was a good fun game. I think it was a good way to kick off the season, like from Trank's POV, because it's kind of similar to Discord tier last season, how it ended, and it kind of flew into this one. But
yeah,
MI7 versus Amnesia is gonna happen 5 times.
Yeah, it's definitely a good match to start the season with. So,
yeah. So, Lost Bottom versus Insidious. Milan, I know that was you kind of want to talk about this game.
Yeah, so I predicted this game. I predicted Last Spot are gonna win 3-1, and they ended up winning 3-0. So it was definitely the closest of the Indigo games. All the other 2 games in the group were 3-0, and I don't know. I think Insidious put up a pretty fair fight. If you look at the scores in the match sheet, it was very close on each map, and I think that didn't really reflect in the score, but yeah, I think I didn't really see anything too crazy but it was a good 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, Lost Spotted has a huge fan base. That's the big thing I know about Lost Spotted.
Yeah.
It spams their logo in Discord Trans.
yeah, shout out Narcoma.
Yeah, the fire logo. And then I know Insidious is coming from Harmony, so I know they might have a longer time to get acclimated with the rest of the tier at least.
Yeah.
But I mean, both these teams, they kind of have. I think they had a good showing for what their expectations were for week 1, which is I think is a good thing. I think both these teams didn't disappoint at least.
In this tier, Insidious really have to punch up. I mean, they're literally moving up from Harmony. I mean, this season of Trance is kind of like Discord. It's a little upgraded Discord tier, but so yeah, it's hard for a core to move up like that. We've seen it happen a couple times. I remember, I mean, going from season 8 to 9, the Gibbons roster did okay, going from Harmony to Discord, but you really have to punch up. So.
And I don't think Insidious were they in champ bracket in Harmony tier last season?
I can't even remember,
I don't
bro.
believe so. So it's like that's
Like
team
it's not even like a top tier, like how Gibbons
Yeah.
they got second and they didn't even
think-
punch up too well.
I think if I remember
Yeah.
someone
Well, they did.
mentioning, they might have finished like 9-12. I think that was what someone mentioned
yeah.
last week, or at least no one could hear it in the stream, but we could.
Yeah, they finished
no-
9-12 last season.
So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully good things coming from that team. I'm excited to see how they like punch up or like eventually get up to that level. But right now it's kind of like the expectations are let's see how well you can like do to survive. You know what I mean? Let's see if you can get to like
Yeah.
that second pool in stage
Yeah.
2. So that's like a big thing. And then our like picked match of the week was Tempest versus Classified. Two kind of known brands in Trank. Classified's been around, Tempest has been around, the Storm org, the Redacted org. And Classified did end up taking that one 3-1. And Gliscor, do you want to talk about that game?
Yeah, so I originally had it 3-2 Tempest. I wasn't familiar with anyone on Classifieds, and I know basically everyone on Tempest because a lot of them were Discord tier players last year. One of them was actually my teammate Shadowfear. So I was in Triage 3 is like a legend. So I was predicting them because those are people that I knew. And I was able to watch the whole match. Only I wasn't able to watch the actual replay codes because of the patch. So I was able to watch Triage 3's POV. So shout out to his stream. And it was kind of all over the place. A lot of the maps. The first map, Antarctica, Tempest was having a hard time. They were running Tracer against the Torp comp for both of the two maps, and it just kind of didn't work out at all. They kept throwing their heads against the wall. I also was noticing that the Alari diff was like huge between both teams. Both support players on Tempest were playing Alari, and neither of them worked out for that map. It over the course of the match, Shadowfear kind of took over, and it was a little bit better, but they kind of got dipped on that map. On Eichenwald, it was the complete opposite. Tempest was just completely destroying Classified with their aggression, and their ult combos were really good. Their Rissa Alari combos were really good. They had 2 full team kills with it, so that was really good. And then back to Circuit, it looked like Tempest was getting the momentum. They had a quick 1-point defense to hold them on second, and then they just did nothing on attack and got absolutely rolled on 3 different styles. They were running Dive with Monkey. They ran Sigma Pharmacy, which I was very confused about. And then they also ran Soch Pocket at the end, and they just kind of got rolled on the whole thing. So, and then Esperanca was kind of the same thing, back and forth. Esperanca, they took Classified took a 140-40 lead, and then Tempest decided to switch to Bapalari. Then they won the last map like 100 meters to 0, but they couldn't get to the end, so they got killed on the last fight. But if they were running that Bapalari comp instead of the Life Weaver for the whole time, they probably would have destroyed them. So I went a little bit deep. I picked a player of the match, so I picked Clock from Classified, the flex support player playing Alari. He was doing really well. He was getting value no matter what kind of comp they were playing. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I mean, I think one big thing in Transtier this season, and especially this coming up week, it's kind of like a question on you guys prepared for because I didn't put it on the Google Doc, but I'll ask it now. With Yari kind of now fully being played, at least this week 2, it's fully now it's in comp, everybody can play it. Is there any like I know after week 1 it's pretty early, but is there any flex supports that you think are going to make really good use of Yari? I know Clock, and you just mentioned Clock is a good flex support that use the Yari pretty well, but is there any other flex supports that we think are going to do pretty well with the Yari? Like I know the flex support for Dapper Dynasty, I know Bunny. Bunny's a very, very good hit scan player. Bunny without the E. And I know that like from that point of view, I think they'll be a really, really good Yari, probably one of the better ones in Orem. Anybody else have any other flex supports they think are going to do really well?
Yeah, I think most flex supports are actually going to struggle because the character is so much more shooty than healy in comparison to literally everything else. So I think the issue with like most trans tier supports is that they don't do enough damage, and that's why they're in trans tier, right? Instead of like ascendant.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of support, you'll see a certain type of support that like to shoot will go up and succeed with the Lari, and then others won't that are too passive.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think the best backlines are going to be the backlines flexible enough to play Alari and keep their flex support on BAP or whatever. Like Amnesia's backline, I think that they could just throw Monty on Alari and leave Rocket to Baptiste, and Monty will be pretty good at the Alari character.
So are we
Being
thinking
a
like
DPS
DPS
player.
players that are playing support?
Yeah, I was actually about to say that.
Yeah,
I'm really
yeah, yeah.
excited to see what teams put their DPS players on flex support to play Alari. So what's so funny
you
about
laughing
that?
at, Chile?
Nothing.
I mean, clearly there's some giggling, but
Yeah, I mean, once you reveal what you're giggling
That's
about
it.
over there, buddy.
I'm
What's
cooking
the-
something in the background.
is
Okay.
Nos
I'm
gonna
I'm
be
gonna
on the
say
Yari? Is that what you're saying?
Milan Alari.
Well, no, it's keep Milan off of
I
Yari,
wish.
bro. That is just
I
gonna
wish.
be cursed.
Is it Alari or Iari?
Yari.
It's
I say
it's
it's Yari.
I just call her Larry, to be
so
honest.
in Spanish
Larry.
the double L is a Y, so it's
Yeah,
Iari, but
Yari,
no one
yeah.
cares.
Yeah, but I ain't about to say Ari.
Yeah,
every
I'm
single time.
American,
Yeah,
bro. I don't give a fuck.
that's
Dude,
silly.
no,
Alari
and
sounds so much better.
Matson speaks Spanish, so I said Alari, and then I got chewed out like in the first 10 minutes of the first scrim. So I have said Iari ever since.
I
Yeah,
respect
but
that.
keep joking, Milano. You actually play Iari. Don't please,
No,
please
no.
keep him off Iari. Put Istos on
Listen,
Iari.
I have
see
something
that.
cooking. I have something cooking. Don't worry.
Bro's
But,
cooking. I don't know. You're gonna have to talk to Choi about that one.
benching
It's
Kai would be
awesome.
kind of crazy though. I would say that. But so why you do? All right, well, everybody. So I know. Yeah, those are the kind of like our reviews of the matches from last week. Sorry for the scuffness last week. We did have some hot takes. We might revisit them. We might do like a revisiting hot take segment in like a month and a half. Who knows? But let's get to like our main. Like let's get to the main course of the episode this week. So we're gonna go through each division of trans tier, and we're gonna take a 1-0 team most likely to win their group, an 0-1 team most likely to come back to win the group, the team you're most worried for, a too early group MVP prediction, and bold prediction for the group. Okay. Each person has gotten assigned one of them at random. And we're going to start off with the Orm division, which has the teams Oath, Eternal Blue, Wasteland Outcasts, Dapper Dynasty, Frost Nova, and that's it because they don't have a sixth team. And we're gonna start off with the 1-0 team most likely to win their group in Milan. You had this choice.
All right, so my choices were it was either going to be Oath, Eternal Blue, or Wasteland Outcasts, the 3 1-0 teams in Orm. And I said that Eternal Blue, but it's really so early to tell. And I'm doing this because I think Oath obviously had like, the whole Apollo situation. So I wasn't really able to give them a fair review, even though they are a 1-0 team. I mean they lost, but we all know the circumstances. So I didn't really even really consider them for this because I think they still have a lot to prove from what we saw last week. And so it was between Eternal Blue and Wasteland Outcast, who both won 3-1 this week. And I think that Eternal Blue had a harder matchup against Dabber Dynasty, so I'm favoring them right now. But obviously, I mean, we just had week 1, so it's so early to tell, and we don't know what team is going to show up in this in Orem yet, and who knows, it could be a powerhouse. But yeah, so I mean, there's still everyone got a lot to prove, and it's so early to tell.
So Eternal Blue was the team that beat Dapper Dynasty, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think everybody kind of predicted was going to be a good team from what we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, I did not expect them to win that because like that's like the Avalon org, right? Ebby like rebranded.
Yeah.
So I mean, they only have one player coming from Avalon last season.
Colossus.
Yeah, they only have Colossus, and I think
Who's good?
Lilac was also within that.
Yeah, he's very underrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know what to expect them because they only kept one player. If they were the Avalon team from last season with like Zasper and shit, I would be like, oh yeah. I mean, definitely they're good, but I don't know. It's a bunch of new players, so I didn't really expect them to be too good.
Yeah. Honestly, I liked Wasteland Outcast a lot. I think Frost Nova was a pretty good team as well. And I thought Wasteland Outcasts were a good strong choice. I think they have I know they scrim not to like put scrim bucks into it, but I know they scrim a pretty high SR in comparison to trans tier.
I mean, SR is just fucked, so.
Yeah, but like even with the screwed up SR, they scrim high. Is what I'm trying to say. But like they were a good team, and I know we scrimmed them. They did pretty well. So I think Wasteland Outcast will be a good team. Just to like to shut them out, and I mean can't count out Oath. I think this pool's gonna be really balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it
so
looks like a fine pool.
Yeah, to go to the 0-1 team that's mostly they come back to win their group. That was my choice. I chose Nova, and the reasoning is so Corey isn't here. Corey isn't here this week, and I think Corey isn't here next week. Saga, and I don't know if they're going to be there for their games or not. But if they aren't, that's 2 weeks without their tank player, and that's concerning to me. So I chose Frost. And that was the big choice behind it. There's really only 2 0-1 teams because the third one isn't really like I don't know what team it is yet. So that's why I think Frost Nova. I think Frost Nova's a good team. I think they played a hard Wasteland Outcast team, and I think they definitely can beat the 3 people left in their schedule. 4 probably also. But yeah. And Gliscor, your thing now.
Yes. So the team that I'm most worried for is the team that's coming in to replace Apollo, and the reason I said that is that they're already starting 0-1 because I think they're going to take Apollo's record. So they're already starting 0-1, down 3 maps, and they're coming into the division where, if like you can assume that they're newer, so they might not be familiar with some other teams, and these teams that have been in this this division for 1 week already have they've already looked at replay codes for different team wins and losses. They're already familiar with the rosters, so that team coming in is going to be at a real disadvantage going into this next 4 weeks. So I chose them to be an early struggler. Maybe they'll come back at stage 2 and kind of show what they really are. But I feel like they're going to struggle for these first couple weeks.
All right. So the team that we don't. So according to Glitch, it's Shake and Bake. I know we discussed a little bit of that. And I believe they were in Harmony tier. Yeah, Harmony tier 2 seasons ago.
That's right.
I don't know if they did the best or not though. So we'll have to see.
I mean, even then,
put them in the same boat as Insidious, but again, it could be a whole new team. Who knows?
Yeah, even then, coming up from Harmony tier is hard.
Yeah, for sure. So now we'll go to ChoiSooHwan with the 2 early group MVP prediction.
Saga.
Is that the only reasoning? All right. And Genji Man, that'll leave you with the bold prediction for this group.
My bold prediction for this group is every team's gonna lose at least 1 match. None of them are gonna go undefeated in stage 1. It's just a really close pool, and it's just a toss-up. The only team I have faith in to get through it is Eternal Blue. That now that they beat Dapper, but even then, I could see them taking a loss to Frost Nova or something.
Yeah, I mean Eternal Blue already played Dynasty, which definitely helps out for their things. So yeah, so those are our takes, and now we're gonna go through that 2 more times. Now we'll start with Azure, which is the group with Classified, MI7, Reckless Gamma, Silly Seahorses, Tempest, and Amnesia. And first, we're going to start off with the 1-0 team most likely to win their group, and that is going to be by ChoiSooHwan.
Yeah, it's MI7. There's no other answer to this. It was gonna be either the winner of MI7 and Amnesia. I really don't see a single soul other than MI7 or Amnesia winning this group. So seeing that MI7 won the game, it just has to be MI7. That's it.
And then 1-0 team most likely to come back to win their group, Genji Man?
It's Amnesia. As like Troy said, there's only 2 teams in contention, and it's just Amnesia and MI7.
All right, so if you had to pick a different 0-1 team between Silly Seahorses and Tempest, who do you have more faith in?
I'll say Tempest because Beppo manages them.
Just because the management?
Yep, I just know Beppo.
Fair. Blitzing through this group, team most worried for, Milan.
So the team I'm most worried for is I didn't really pick one team, but I picked the loser of Silly Seahorses versus Tempest. And I think this division is very dominant with 2 like historical, like very powerhouse teams, Amnesia and MI7. So honestly, I'm really worried for any team that is not MI7 or Amnesia because I think this is gonna not gonna be like Orem where it's very balanced. I think there's gonna be a lot of domination between these 2 teams, and but the 2 losers last week are playing each other, which is Silly Seahorses and Tempest, and I think whoever's gonna be the loser of that match is gonna be really set behind, and they're gonna not have as much room to catch up and maybe secure a playoff spot when so much power is already in these 2 big teams. But again, it's so early in the season, and who knows, you could have a big rise to power, a big fall off from one of these big teams. And I'm sure a lot of people out there would love to see a big underdog story against teams that have a history of winning, like Amnesia and MI7.
So who do you think the loser of Silly Seahorses Tempest is going to be then? Can't just like skate out on the answer here.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know a lot about these teams, but I'm gonna pick Silly Seahorses because I like their name better. So
I think
that's
Tempest
my pick.
actually
Oh,
lost
well,
their
I think they're
take.
gonna win. I think they're gonna win.
Yeah, Tempest is Fuelmaker actually
Yeah,
is not going to be part of the
Fuelmaker
team anymore, so they're looking for a new tank right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
So that's worrying. So Tempest is the worry for this roster.
I would say, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think both of those teams. I mean, there's like kind of cause for concern. So like Seahorses, they played a team that I mean, Reckless Gamma. I like this pool. I mean, obviously my team is in this pool, but I like this pool because I feel like it's 6 brands. I mean, other than silly Seahorses, they have Yummy Mac, Yummy Mac, and and that has like the Atlantic Esports org type of thing. And they have Tempest, obviously, with the Storm org, Amnesia with Nostalgia, MI7's been around, Classified's been around. You have the Reckless org as well. The big thing I like about this grouping is that all 6 of the teams kind of are like known. You know what I mean? They're kind of like the branding at least is known. So I think like talking about these underdog stories, if this is like the pool definitely to go into it. So yeah, Tempest losing their tank definitely a big worry. Gliscor, do you want to talk about your MVP prediction for this group?
Yes. So my MVP prediction is the Lisp man himself, Tanic B. And I was originally going to go with Lore, but I felt like that was like really kind of, that's just given. Everyone's like, oh, pick Lore, pick Lore. So I don't want to go with myself because I think that's silly. So I went with Tanic B because playing with him in that match that we did on Tuesday, he was the one that was really stepping up and getting these consistent picks and calming really well. So I think if we continue to have success, he's gonna show himself as the best DPS in the and might not even the division, maybe the whole tier. So
I have 2 questions for you.
Sure.
One, the big thing is for Tanic B. I mean they were very very good, but what about Clock? I know you talked about Clock on Classified coming into Yari.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna show Classified on Tuesday that they're not as good as they think they are. So.
Oh, okay.
He's
some fighting words there. But yeah, and then so I think shouting out those like type of supports. I think Clock is a good shout.
I think so too. Yeah, I just want I got to pick someone on my own team. I can't not do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. And then my bold prediction for this group at least was I think this will be the weakest group come playoff time, and with none of these teams making top 4. So I think all of the best 4 teams will be in other pools.
Yeah, that's silly.
What? Why do you think that's silly?
That's so silly, bro.
I know.
So silly.
Sense,
I just a little bit of inside take here. We won 3-1 against you, and we didn't even scrim once, my guy.
Yeah, but like
you scrimmed once.
We scrimmed once with 2 ringers. With 2 ringers.
Yeah, but I think Krakens and I think Empire. I think those are 2 teams that are.
Well, yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Right, and I honestly think Eternal Blue and Wasteland Outcasts are gonna be. There.
So do you think Amnesia's shit?
No, I just think those teams are good.
Okay.
I mean, I think my team, Amnesia, is the best, but I mean, I think those teams are good. I don't know. I think it is a hot take, a bold prediction for me to say that this group will have no teams making out of top 4.
Yeah, I guess you have that leeway. So there you go.
But yeah, so we can go to the Indigo group. Gliscor, the 1-0 team. Oh yeah, what Indigo is going to be Empire, Krakens, La Espada, Insidious, Yoink Esports, and Culture. And what is the 1-0 team most likely to win that?
So I did something similar to Milan. I chose whoever's going to win Empire versus Krakens. I mean, I feel like that's just a given. It's like those are probably the 2 top teams in the whole tier, in my opinion. So obviously in preseason they went up in the finals. Kraken won 3-2. I think Empire gets their revenge and wins 3-2. I think it's really close. It can go either way, but I feel like Empire is not going to go down 0-2, especially with the legendary ChoiSooHwan as coach. So
I'm glazing him.
So I think Empire takes the division.
All right, that's fair. So we think Empire is going to take the division. Milan, the 0-1 team that is most likely to make a comeback to win this group.
I definitely think the 0-1 team to come back is Insidious. I think both Yoink Esports and Culture played what I think will be the powerhouses of the group, Krakens and Empire. Both Yoink Esports and Culture did not capture 1 point in both of those losses, and those series were very not to be like that, but they had very dominant losses. But Insidious, while also losing 0-3, put up a good fight against a good fight against a team who I think could see some victories in their future. But yeah.
So Insidious is the team that you're looking at to make a comeback to win this group.
Yeah, but I this again a very a division with a lot of powerhouses, and I believe.
Yeah, that's like I will say that's like a hard question because I don't think any of those teams really have a true chance of like beating Krakens or Empire. So
Yeah, but we're thinking like most likely. You know what I mean?
yeah,
like,
I
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like
all
third.
zero.
That's like fight for third, bro. That's like fight for third. Which one
Yeah.
probably can get third? And I actually do believe Insidious can get third if they really punch up. I think they can.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think this group is the most top heavy.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely like
yeah, I
Empire
think
and
so.
Krakens, and I think then there's like a canyon.
Yeah,
And
I
then
agree.
Yeah.
there's the rest of the teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think and
Hey,
then
yo,
again,
but
like
shout out to the Yoink people. They're mad nice though. Shout out to
That's-
the Yoink people.
Yeah, yeah.
fake Yoink, not real Yoink.
Yeah, no, not PPL Yoink.
But yeah, I mean that kind of segues into I'm pretty worried about culture, if I'm honest. That's the team I'm most worried for. The team is it just doesn't give off confidence when you're
What's the
DPS.
roster? I actually don't know.
It's like
It's pretty bad.
Member Dude, Mixer
Oh, that one. Okay.
Kraken. Yeah, I mean it just doesn't give off confidence when your team is like saying like I don't know. I think I'm a big believer in as long as you believe that you're gonna do well, you do well. And if you just think you're gonna do bad, you're not gonna do well. And saying that in like not to call out anybody, but like you gotta inspire confidence within your team. And culture just isn't inspiring confidence for me right now. That's my only concern with them. I really want them to do well. I want them to improve. I want them to play well, but like you gotta like it starts from within. You know what I mean? That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
Nah, I agree.
Yeah, I heard they lost a Harmony tier team in scrims pretty badly.
Uh-oh.
So I
Why are they
just
why are they
Jeez.
scrimming Harmony tier teams?
well, I mean,
Well, all right. Let's start rumors.
Uh-oh.
Let's not start
Uh-oh.
rumors,
Hey,
but like,
my bad. Leaked
But, like,
information.
I just overall, I think the team definitely could benefit from some positive thinking. That's all.
Absolutely.
But our two early group MVP prediction from Choi, a coach in this group, our guest. Who do you think could be the MVP, and why is it somebody on your team?
Right, I said it's Istos. Istos is so when I looked. So I was saying. So I said Istos if Empire win the Krakens game, and then for me it's hard to pick a Krakens player, but I think it would be one of them. Reason being they don't stand too far away from each other, right? Whereas Istos sometimes has like insane pop-off moments that kind of separate her from the rest of the team. But like the Krakens players they play well as a team, and I think that's why they beat Empire in preseason. They just played better as a team overall. They had way better ults. That was the main thing. They ulted so much better than us. Yeah, they play better as a team, and that's the main thing that makes it hard to pick someone from that team, like to stand above the rest.
I think Essos wins it even if Krakens win.
I think my hot take on I know this isn't my thing. I think Genji main, and let me tell you why I think Genji main. Not saying this just because he's here, but
Reinhardt's not meta, man.
Yeah, but you guys are building. So this is what I think this is kind of what Choi is I don't know if it's the exact thing you're saying, Choi, but
Let me hear.
Choi is saying in this meta, Istos has the most pop-up potential, but you guys play really well as a team. And what defines your guys' identity as a team is Genji main or Kingpin. My bad. You like the team plays around your playstyle, and that is kind of what defines me as the MVP in my head. Because without you, they wouldn't have an identity, and I think they'd play very differently. Whereas if they replace somebody else in the team, I think you guys would play pretty similarly. Do I think you're the best player on that team? Probably not, but I think you're the most valuable. Maybe. So just something to throw out there.
Right. You see, it is difficult though to pick someone from that team.
I have an idea.
I'd pick Eris, but their role isn't really pop-offy.
Right, exactly. It's
unless
just
they're on
heal,
Ayari,
you know?
I mean, maybe if they pop up on Ayari, but there's no way Kingpin is playing Orisa. Let me tell you that.
Hey, now.
And then
Floating the fish, that's my best character.
All right, well, let's go to the bold prediction from you, Kingpin.
My bold prediction is Krakens and Empire won't drop a map to any other team. They only drop maps to each other. I don't know how bold that is. Yeah.
It is true so far.
I think Lost Spada has a chance. I think Lost Spada had some really good flashes. I think they could take out Krakens on like Pariso or like Nimbani or some map that you can't play Reinhardt on. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
maybe.
a lot of my players think that like Lost Spada is like the scary, like other than the Kraken's match, Lost Spada is the only other match that like has a chance of us losing a map. So
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, in Insidious, if they played Lost Spada as close as we talked about, you can't undersell them either and being like that synergy that they have as well, coming up and playing the same roster as they did last season in Harmony Tier.
I think Lost Spada has won prior Masters tournaments. At least that's what they said.
Hold on, I'm getting some.
I think the stream's going down.
Oh,
the stream.
Yeah, stream. Wait, it's back.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's good. It was just on the. It's just because
Okay.
TV tabbed out.
We are so back.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, we are so back.
Welcome back. Okay, no, okay. It was just that was a. We're good. No more roboting.
Let me turn on my phone.
Oh no.
Is it? Let me see.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Set. I think we're set. I think we're set.
I think. Well, Phoebe even has trouble with his internet, so I think that might be something that just that happened.
All right.
It should be better now.
I think every time we talk about predictions, it lags.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're set.
Yeah,
All right.
I think we're good.
So the overall pick'em top 5, and I think this is for everything. I don't know if we're the ones supposed to say this, but we're gonna say it anyways. In 5th place we have Didn't You See Me?
Okay.
Do we ever remember what team Didn't You See Me was on?
He wasn't on a team, but he's helping out with Krakens. He's one of our coaches.
Right. And then in 4th place we have Bernie from the Luminous Foxes, coaching Luminous Foxes. In 3rd place we have your beautiful host Kapitol. I know I'm very beautiful. In 2nd place we have Try 56, and in 1st place we have Glitch with 2 C's. Obviously the admins don't count, so I'm actually in 1st place. But those are the top 5 for the overall top 5 pick'ems for this week.
The admins got
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And make sure everybody should go do their week 2 pick'ems. I'm gonna put the link. I think is this the correct link? I think this is the correct link. Here, everybody. I can't take the same thing. Don't do the first one. Do the second one. You beat me by 3 points. Okay, well I don't know the point totals. I just know the amounts, Glitch. So stop cheating. All right, and now let's get into our predictions for matches of the week. So for our first prediction, it is Frost Nova versus Oath. And can I get a drum roll from oh well, never mind. we're going right into it, and it's all Frost Nova. Gliscor, do you want to talk about why you predicted Frost Nova over Oath?
Yes. So I chose Frost Nova to win 3-1 because I'm not sure what Oath has to offer, because obviously the thing with the Apollo. So I don't know what their I know we have evidence of Frost Nova actually playing like an actual match. So I chose them just because of that reason. That's literally it. Yeah. I don't really know much about any of the players on either roster. So
and then yeah, basically Oath is Oath and Frost Nova, they had a good game. Oath, we just don't know anything about them, so I think everybody chose the safe choice here. And then in the second map or the second game, it was Empire versus Krakens, and this should be an exciting one. What did everybody end up choosing here? No drum roll. Drum rolls are overrated.
Let's fucking go, Krakens! Let's fucking go!
Alright. So we'll do I don't know how it's pretty split. I mean, Gliscor kind of already talked about it. Am I like the only non-biased person that hasn't talked about it yet?
Wait, how am I biased?
Well, you already talked about it.
You already talked about it.
Okay, yeah.
I will say, I did DM Toxic. I will not be surprised if Empire 3-0s us, because Brawl might not be meta. So I'm just staying home with my team here.
Just play Doomfist though.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Nah, but Milan, Choi, what were actually that's probably like the worst people to choose to go against each other.
I think we're gonna win because I'm on
Choi,
the
can we
team.
get some Choi, what is the reasoning that you chose Krakens?
Whenever I do these predictions, like I did it the whole last season on Silver, if my team is doing good, I pred for the other team. If my team is doing shit, then I'll actually gas up my team. But my team's doing fine, so predding for the other team.
Yep. That's what happened with Cat Boys last year. Whenever we got predicted to win, we would lose.
Yeah.
So you guys won a lot.
We went 7-1, yeah. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Milan, why did you choose your own team? What was the confidence behind it?
Well, first off, I'm on the team. So, and then
Yeah.
actually, I don't know. Well, obviously, I was gonna pick our own team, but I think we definitely got a our roster is definitely better built around the meta that we're going into right now. Like, I mean, Kingpin kind of touched on that. Definitely, obviously, Kingpin very good at the brawling type of meta, and I think we're kind of more geared towards the pokey types of meta. So, and we can see where we're going with Hilari now and the meta wise, but I think both teams are really excellent, and this is going to be a good match and a good go again of the preseason finals.
Yeah, I agree.
Does everybody have
Yeah,
to
I
go to a map
agree.
5 then? Is that what everybody's predicting?
I did 3-2 Empire, yeah.
I put 3-2.
So because I'm pretty sure, I mean I think I said 3-0 Empire,
Okay.
Okay.
but was it a 3-1? Let me check real quick. I said no, I said 3-1 Empire, and the reasoning is because I think Krakens are gonna lose, or I think Krakens are gonna win control and then lose from there on out. Because I think Brawl is still really runnable in control, or I think it's push map 1 actually.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
New
then
Queen.
it's gonna be a 3-0. I don't.
Oh,
think,
really?
I don't,
What?
I don't think
They
Krakens.
switched that?
Yeah.
Yes, it's New
Yeah.
Queen for this
I don't
week.
think Kraken's gonna win a map actually.
Oh.
And I think.
So
I
is it
think
does it go in reverse order then? Is that
No,
what
I
it
think
is?
it's just push hybrid escort this time. Because they were trying to make sure you get push
Mhm.
maps in because you don't play all 4 now
Oh, that's right.
all the
Yeah.
time.
It's so that push gets played, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Empire is gonna win 3-0 because actually if control's not gonna be played, I think they're just gonna get like, I don't know. I like there's like one type of brawl that they could run, and I don't think Krakens are gonna run that one type of brawl. so
I will say Krakens, like my team, we're very slow at adapting to like metas. That's kind of why we succeeded on Brawl. Like we didn't play poke at all going into the preseason finals, but we're adapting. We're slowly learning new
yeah, well,
comps. So
not to like, yeah, again, not to like, I'm not gonna like, I don't want to influence the match too much, but the one type of brawl you can play is like the Sim Bastion type of brawl, and you have to like TP past the Orisa. It's kind of like the whole point of it. You like skip the Orisa and just go for the backline.
I'm trying to do some convincing.
The
Yeah,
Dolphinicus comp.
but like that's the only type of brawl that you can really run right now because the Orisa kind of just
Shout out
stays in that
Dolphinicus,
front
bro.
Shout out Dolphinicus, bro.
The fucking goat, man.
Off is the goat.
that guy is just the gods of Symmetra.
Bro, you don't understand. When Rem played that guy last season, it was actually crazy. Like, I've never seen Swifters respect a player so much. Like, ever.
That guy is
Dolphinicus,
terrifying on
though.
Symmetra.
I never understood how TPing into the backline by yourself just worked. I never understood it.
Yeah, honestly, I need some more shit talk from you, Genji man. Well, why are Krakens gonna win? Like, give me some good reasoning.
Why are
Other than some
Kraken's
like
gonna
willy
win?
nilly stuff because we have 2 Empire people here.
Because Toxic sucks.
And
Oh.
I also
Calling him
League
out, yeah.
MVP Winter is on Krakens as well.
So it's gonna be a tank diff. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'll take the Toxic any day. It's easy.
I could see that happening.
Choi, do you think that's gonna happen? Do you think Gabe's gonna get tank diffed?
No,
I didn't say Gabe.
Toxic
Gabe
will,
will
not
bench
Gabe?
press me.
Bro, yo, little known fact, Train is also like incredibly strong.
No,
So
train runs, bro. The Empire's a bunch of like ripped people, and then your backline's like average height is 4'10".
It's ripped people and toxic. What do you mean? It's ripped people and toxic.
I weigh
Toxic's
less
strong too,
than
bro.
And Toxic plays football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's probably like a backup though. He's probably
No, he's a starter. He's a
Toxic
he's
looks
nice.
strong.
Hey.
He sounds like a 12-year-old. It makes no sense.
Whoa! That's not the people's actual like traits. But
Oh, my bad.
That's a goat. But yeah, the backline is short, but everybody else in that team is goated. All right, and then let's go to the last match, which I believe is the feature match from this week that I know of. It's Silly Seahorses versus Tempest. Transition.
Oh, is this mine? Oh no,
Yeah, I
wait,
mean-
no.
no, it's anybody's.
I
Oh,
forgot.
and wow, you guys! I mean, I guess I didn't know Tempest was replacing their tank, but Choi. Well, actually, no. We'll do Milan. Why did you choose Silly Seahorses?
Well, I talked to this earlier, but I didn't know. I also didn't know at the time that they were that Tempest is replacing their tank. So now I'm even more with my choice. But I don't know. I said I like the Silly Seahorses name better, so that's what I'm gonna stay at. So.
Discord, can we get some actual reasoning?
Yes. Okay. So I actually did research into this because I was interested in this match.
All right.
So both teams lost last week 3-1. So I was like, all right, maybe it's a little even matched. But then I was realizing that both teams have relatively new players because before this lock-ins, Yummy Mac, the Silly Seahorses DM, was just like flooding free agent trance. Like, please, we need a tank player. We need a tank player. And then I'm like, okay, so they're down a player. But then I'm like, oh wait, now Fuelmaker's gone. So now they're like have a new tank player. So it's just new players everywhere. And I said, to give Tempest credit, if they have Fuelmaker, I think they win 3-1. But because they have this new addition here, I think it's a really like all over the place match, and Silly Seahorses scrape out like 3-2, like last fight, like 99-99, like they just win.
So you think it's gonna be like a pretty mechanical match, like the better team with
I think so.
Better, like not the better team play, but the better mechanics will win.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know anybody on Silly
Seahorses. One thing I want to say about Seahorses, bro. This team, I'm looking at them on paper, right? Looks like a decent roster. They pull out the most shit comps I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, sure.
I forgot, what were they playing?
I forgot where I saw this. They were playing the shittiest comps I've ever seen in my life. I think it was in preseason. Like,
yeah, they played Junker Crane and Far Mercy.
That's so fire. That's
what
so
the
fire.
fuck are you doing, bro? Like, the team actually had like good potential, and then they just play shit. Like, I don't understand.
It's budget Paradise Lost.
But like Paradise were good at the shitty comps.
Yeah, it's budget. That's what I said. Budget.
Hey, they could be good. You don't know. They could cook.
Bro, they lost.
To who?
In preseason, I was looking at them.
Yeah, but to like who in preseason?
They also just lost last week. I don't know who.
They lost to Krakens, and I forget.
They lost to Reckless Gamma. That's Reckless is a good org, and they played like good fundamental Overwatch. Like that's like the team that's gonna beat the silly Seahorses. They play the silly comps.
I don't know. I want to see the Silly Seahorses on full meta, bro. They'll turn up.
We gotta get Jemmy Mac on the. I need Jemmy Mac on the Yari, bro. That guy is good at Valorant. Surely he can be good at Yari. No, I'm a Tempest here. I just believe in Tempest a lot more as like an org. Silly Seahorses.
That's another thing, bro.
Org.
Bro, I believed in Tempest for a long fucking time last season, and they always proved me wrong, bro. They made sure to disappoint me every single week, bro. So I'm not betting them no more.
Yeah, that's true. Because they were like, everyone was like, Tempest is gonna win 3-1.
They were in the CC group where like it was CC at the top, and then everyone else it was like it was a toss up, right? And they would just lose and lose and lose, and I was like, oh my god, what are you doing?
Was that Jellyfish with Bubba Wyatt? Were they in that one too?
Yeah. I think they were in that group too.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose to Jellyfish?
They lose to Jellyfish?
I think so.
They lost to Jellyfish.
Dude, there's no way. Crazy. That's crazy. You can't lose to Bubba Wyatt. You can't.
Bubba Wyatt on tank. That's crazy. But yeah, so those are our features. Is there any other games you want to talk about?
I mean, I don't know. If we have some time left, we could talk about the potential other featured match, MI7 versus Classified.
Bro, that's just piss, bro. It's just MI7.
I don't know. It could be close. Could be close. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't tell myself I'm gonna win the match because then I'm gonna get really cocky and then I'm gonna lose.
Empire Kraken shit on the match sheet already. I did not do that.
We're on top of that. That's right.
Probably one of the many admins on your team.
Did function. No way someone did it.
One of your 75 players.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we have for this week. We're gonna keep it short. We're gonna keep it simple. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you could hear us this week. That is a big up. If you have things that you want us to talk about, DM.Kapitol on Discord. Otherwise, make sure you fill out the pick'ems so you can get shouted out. I'll repost it again in chat one last time. And that's it. I think we're just signing off here now.
Peace, team.
Thanks for having us.
Goodbye.
Thanks for this great thing.